Walt Disney Company and Walt Disney World particularly are ludicrously expensive. But there are certain media personalities that are telling you that you can absolutely afford to take a Disney vacation. Well, you know, if you have a couple of perks to be able to skirt the system like they do. Let's talk about it today on That Park Place. This is a Business Insider article that was brought to my attention by Jordan Bradley. This was up on the this looks like it just came out. How the two of us spent $1,600 on a 48-hour trip to Disney World and what we do differently next time. Now that doesn't sound like a lot when you talk about a Disney vacation. 2 days at Disney could very easily run you over $2,000. So she says, recently I went to one of my favorite cheapest trips to Disney World for $1,600 for two people. We saved money booking a value resort, but splurged on food and souvenirs, especially pins. Visiting the parks during an event also ended up feeling like a pretty great value for us. Now, I want you to keep that one in mind, guys, because that's where this is all going to kind of come together. So I've been to Disney World many times, and I like to think I know how to do it on a budget, at least a loose one. Recently, my partner and I planned a last-minute trip to the theme park on our way to visit family in Southern Florida for the holidays. Between flights, transportation to and from the airport, lodging, park tickets, food, and souvenirs, we spent about $1,600 or $800 each for about 48 hours in the Disney bubble. Here's a look at what we spent, ways we saved, and what we might do differently next time. So right away, she says, we spent $237 on our flight from Fort Myers, Florida to Orlando and landed a few hours before we planned to visit Disney World. Now, $237 for a flight, that's pretty cheap, but that is a really short flight also. You're going from Florida to Florida. But by the time we arrived at our value resort, All Star Music, our room was ready for check-in. $319 for 2 nights. Vash, that seems very low.
That does seem a little bit low. I do wonder if they were able to take advantage of some discounting or
maybe because I thought these resorts were like $250 a night.
The All Stars, you can get them for under $200 during the right time of the year.
Okay.
Yeah. Sounds like that's what they did here.
We tend to choose value resorts because they are the cheapest hotels on Disney property. Plus, stays come with complimentary bus transportation to the parks in Disney Springs. Yeah, you know what? All-star resorts, value resorts, there are good things and bad things about the value resorts. At the end of the day, I used to always say, your Disney resort is only there for you to eat, sleep, and poop. So like at the end of the day, that's what you're using the room for. Why does it have to be $1,000 a night? So yeah, an all-star resort can serve you well. And some of those all-star resorts have a lot of charm. I've stayed at All-Star Sports, Pop Century, and I've never stayed at All-Star Movies, but I love All-Star Movies because they have Mighty Duck stuff.
Yeah.
But I have walked
theming
through
is great. The All-Stars have the best theming. It's like old school Disney.
The problem is though, the All-Stars, the bus services run much slower there. Not only that, but the they're very loud. They're very loud resorts.
Oh yeah, they are loud. A lot of cheer groups and sports teams go there. That's why.
Yep, a lot of teenage groups, things like that. A lot of parents with small kids go there. So you are dealing with very, very loud. So like when I stayed at All-Star Sports, I was right outside that like little foosball type area where it's like a football field, and there were like these teenagers who were literally playing flag football out there and screaming. So it does happen. All-Star Music was the cheapest of the 5 value resorts when we booked. Our room provided us with enough space for our short stay. After grabbing some snacks at the hotel food court for $25, we took a much-needed nap and got ready to visit the Magic Kingdom. Since we attended a seasonal event, we did not need to buy separate park tickets. Okay, here's the gimmick. This is how. Now, fortunately, Past Me unknowingly helped me save during this trip. I had 2 unused tickets to last year's Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party, an additional ticketed event held at Magic Kingdom that I was able to put toward a new party date. I just had to pay the difference, which was $21 for both tickets. That's how it's under $2,000, because you didn't pay for park tickets.
There you go.
So you can't actually do Walt Disney World on $2,000 for the weekend.
No.
Is if you had actually added park tickets in, especially even with a park hopping option, or even if it's just one park, even if it's just Magic Kingdom, you're adding another like $400 to $500 on top of this day. And then if you're going to an after hours event, add another $500 onto that.
Right.
Yeah, they make it sound like this is you can do this. Like everybody can just do this at booking.
Yeah, as long as you just have free tickets, you guys can save a ton of money with free tickets.
Who made this article?
I'm not going to call out the name again, but these tickets typically run $169 to $209 per person, and they felt virtually free. Since I'd already paid for them in the past, they weren't free. You paid for them. You just paid for them a year ago.
Right.
That's ridiculous.
Right.
That's ridiculous.
So add the cost from the previous year plus your $21 difference. That's what you still paid for.
Mm-hmm.
We also didn't need to buy a park ticket because we were able to enter Magic Kingdom at 4 p.m. on our event day and could stay until midnight. Yeah, that's the other trick. If you have a ticket to the event, you can enter Magic Kingdom at 4 o'clock. Several drinks and treats were included with our ticket. Yes, you could also get very merry. You get hot chocolate. What they call apple cider. That's not apple cider. It's apple juice, and you also get eggnog.
Oh man.
And cookies. So we arrived at Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party. We each got an ornament and a Mickey-shaped peppermint marshmallow. Our ticket also included festive treats and drinks and like cookies and hot chocolate that we picked up throughout the evening. I'd estimate we consumed at least $30 worth of treats. Yes, they're all included. We all know this. We got our sugar fill from those and purchased a few savory bites, like my favorite meal at Magic Kingdom, the ham and Gruyere croissant sandwich with chips, $11 at Gaston's Tavern. That is a good one. I have had that. Though they used to have, Vash, a giant pork shank that you could get at Gaston's Tavern.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
There's nothing cooler than sitting by the fireplace with all the antlers and Gaston's big chair and just eating a pork shank. Like you've never felt that.
Oh, the good old days.
And it was a good pork shank too. They got rid of it. They got rid of it and replaced it with like a beef stew. And I'm like, yeah, that's what I want in July in Florida. A nice hearty beef stew.
Way too hot for that.
Did you like it, Marv? Well, we got to get rid of it.
Yeah, good to go. We've also got popcorn for only $2.50 because we got a refill in our reusable popcorn bucket. It's a must-pack item for every Disney trip. Again, this is a thing that you have spent money on in the past.
Correct.
Yeah, they don't include it in the price.
Yeah.
Jeez.
A popcorn bucket is $30. So if you don't have one from a past trip, then tack that onto your night. I kept my souvenir purchases to a pair of mix and match character ears, $46 for a headband. $46 for a headband.
Oh yeah, they're up there.
Hit pin for $23.
Look, I get them on clearance and I wait because I wanted this so long and I waited and I got it on clearance. I paid under 40 for it, like way under 40. I think it was like 32. And it is Disney parks because I got it from the Disney store website. I mean, I don't understand how people are paying so much money for headbands and all kinds of stuff. Like I love Disney and all, but geez, I don't.
Back in 2009, they were under $12.
You see, it's insane.
The party also included performances, a holiday parade, fireworks, character meet and greets, and access to classic rides, which sometimes have shorter waits than a normal park day. Yeah, we know, but you still, you got into it for free, essentially. So we got to ride all the Magic Kingdom rides we wanted multiple times without having to pay extra for lightning lane passes. And you can do this too, as long as you have, event tickets from a previous year that you just didn't use.
Silly.
Magic Kingdom ticket on its own can run upwards of $200 depending on the day. So the special event add-ons like unique character meet and greets and complimentary snacks definitely make the ticket price worth it. These events are my hack.
That's not a hack.
It's not a hack. It is a set of circumstances unique to you.
Exactly. Oh my gosh.
If you're down to have a late night and stay in one park instead of opting for flexible pricier park hopper passes, if it's your first night in Magic Kingdom and you can get a one-day ticket for the same price or less than the party ticket, I'd stick with the former so you can go at your own pace. Our second day was focused on eating around the world at Epcot, and we didn't spare any expense. Nice Josh Hammond or Hammond there. We purchased 2 single-day tickets to Epcot for our second day, which cost us $381. On longer trips, we normally opt for the flexibility of park hoppers, but we didn't want to spend our limited time traveling between the parks. Plus, the flexible multi-park ticket would have cost over $70 more per person. Since we were staying in Epcot, we didn't buy lightning lane passes. I don't think they're worth it here because the park doesn't have many rides. Plus, we could use single rider lanes and skip large waits at both Remy's and Test Track. Most of our money was spent on food and as long as you don't want to ride together. Most of our money was spent on food and drinks from booths at Epcot International Food and Wine Festival. We revisited Festival classics like the filet mignon with mashed potatoes, $20 for 2 orders from the Canada Pavilion. And some new favorites like the Flauta de Barbacoa, $9 from the booth in Mexico. Other favorites included the warm carrot cake with cream cheese icing for $5, which I get every year. And my favorite drink, the Ottawa Apple, for $16.50. Some bites were just okay, like the chicken dumplings for $6 in the China Pavilion. Never get from the China Pavilion booth, guys. It's always terrible. However, I'm glad we looked into festival menus in advance to plan which booths we wanted to prioritize that help save time and money, all getting more excited about our trip. I shelled out the most money on collectible pins. Many of these pins, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, they're pins. They're $23 each. Ultimately, I spent $165 on mystery packs. We ended our trip with a free activity. After our full Epcot day, we went to Disney Springs. The shopping and dining spot is free parking and is a nice place to wander if you're wanting to be a part of the Disney bubble without forking over hundreds for the tickets. Then we headed to the airport for our flight home. Okay.
$197 for the flight home?
So they spent $1,600 for 2 people. In actuality, the value of this trip is over $2,000 because you're adding $200 park tickets for that you got for free because of a technicality. So like as long as you can take advantage of this weird technicality, you too can save a lot of money on your Disney vacation.
That's the only legit thing about this whole article was using the trash can as a table. That's legit.
Yeah, exactly.
That's so legit. That's so like right on target and factual. Everything else is not.
I think what they were saying, they just didn't say it, is at the time of booking, they didn't spend all of that extra money on that said particular maybe paycheck, whatever. She kind of made it sound like they paid cash versus putting it on credit or going through Disney and financing. So what I got out of it.
These are also no kids.
Oh, very true.
So it's not like they're giving advice to families here. A family's not getting 2 days at Disney for under $2,000.
No, the only way that's going to happen is if you're in Florida, if you're a local and you don't have to pay for the flights, you don't have to rent a car.
Well, and they were local because they flew from Fort Myers. So it sounds like, but yeah, they probably would have had to.
Flight sounds a little steep because I could be wrong. I don't know because I haven't checked flights specifically from Fort Myers to Orlando, but I know from Key West to Orlando, you can find flights for like $50.
Oh, so here's the other thing, guys. They didn't like talk about how they got from the airport to Disney because that's an expense. Either you rented a car or you paid to take the Mears bus, or maybe you didn't pay anything because a nice friend picked you up at the airport and brought you. Or you Ubered, which costs quite a bit. So that's another additional expense that they didn't tack on to this. So there are plenty of expenses here. Plus, did you not tip your housekeeper at the end of the stay? You have to do that as well each night that you're there. Plenty of things that they were probably charged extra for that are left out of this.
Yeah, how did they get from the airport to the hotel?
They didn't say. Yeah.
Right. Well, okay.
Maybe somebody, like Marvin said, maybe a friend picked them up and they didn't mention it.
I mean, even if like for military families, you can secure your tickets way in advance through those military discounted tickets. But even then, a family budgets that no matter how far in advance something's being purchased before you book, because you can do that on some of these military tickets. You can buy your tickets now and then book a few months later for your actual, stay.
So, guys, at the end of the day, Disney Pixie Dusters will always try to convince you that it is not nearly as expensive as you might think it is. You could do this for under $2,000 for a weekend. It's perfectly easy and simple. You just have to do what we do and have the exact same circumstances that we had. I mean, when Pro showed me this article, I was like, my head exploded. Because I'm like, you're framing this as actionable advice and proof that Disney can be affordable, but you have one of the biggest red glaring technicalities of all time on this.
So very true.
Yeah.
Yeah, be careful what you read out there, folks.
Yeah, don't believe everything you read. Always go through legit links, like the ones on my Instagram. Those are legit.
I was thinking about doing for park hopping like a $30 a day, like, Rachel Ray type gimmick. Just not like what she did, because Rachel Ray, Rachel Ray would like go to like another country and she would be like, I can do this for $30 a day, and she would tip like 2 cents on all of her meals.
My
Oh,
gosh.
Yeah, no, it was terrible. It was a terrible show.
Oh, wow.
But so one time I tried to see if I could find like 5 snacks under $5 in Disney, and I couldn't.
No, doesn't exist.
not anymore.
No, I
You
think the
pay
cheapest
for an
snack
entire
is
box.
$6 or
of-
$7.
Yeah, no, even like the package of like gummy bears is more than $5.
Oh wait,
So,
no, your refill on your popcorn bucket is under $5. Sorry,
as
Marvin.
long
I
as you paid the
stand
$35 for the popcorn bucket.
correct.
Right.
Yeah.
Bring your popcorn buckets. I bring mine.
Yeah.
I put them in my carry-on. I bring them with me.
I don't bring mine back into the park. My popcorn buckets are decorative only. Popcorn does not touch them.
Oh no, I just get the regular standard. I don't collect
Oh yeah,
the popcorn buckets. I just get the regular one you can
get the
refill.
one with the lid, that one is
Yeah,
worth
they look
taking
like a
because-
pail you take to the beach.
Yeah.
Yeah, those
Yeah.
are good. But like if you get like a character popcorn bucket,
I've never gotten one of those.
I'm
At least
with
not yet.
Marvin on that, because like my Cinderella or the Prince Charming carousel one, I would not take that back to the
Oh no,
park.
yeah, you don't want to ruin those. Those
Yeah.
are basically to set
Yeah.
out pretty on a table somewhere.
But the one like you said with the handle and the little lid,
Yeah,
those
that's
are
what I got.
yeah, you want to take those back to the park for sure for a refill.
It's
Mhm.
just it's really astounding how this article frames itself, right? Oh, $1,600. We go. But when you really think about it, you're talking about $2,000 really for 2 people for 2 days. $1,000 per person per day. That's quite obviously quite significant, and that's the value oriented option, right? I mean, that's we're getting deals, we're the hacks and so forth, and it's just kind of astounding. I remember back in the 80s and early 90s when my parents were going to Disneyland, they said that they had mapped out the cheapest way to go, and it was like $100 a day for the both of them each day to go to Disneyland. And now you're talking about $1,000 per person per day to go to Walt Disney World, and that's the value option, right? It just goes to show just how expensive this is, and well, if you have a family of 4, you'd be spending a whole lot more, obviously.
Absolutely.
Right.
Well, guys, just so you know, like when you're looking at things like this, when people are trying to pixie dust and they're trying to tell you that Disney can be affordable, it doesn't really cost that much, you could do it on a budget, don't worry about it, just put everything on your credit card. Take a harder look at the advice that they're giving you.
Thanks for watching That Park Plays News. For more information, consider checking out www.thatparkplace.com. And don't forget to subscribe, share, like, and send this out on your favorite social media accounts.